Jai Shri Ram. So today we start with Canto 76. The canto is about fitting the arrow to the bow of Lord Vishnu and declaring it as unfailing. Sri Ram asks Parashuram to point out at whom it may be discharged, and at the instance of the latter puts an end to his title to the ethereal worlds earned by him through his austerities. Recognizing Sri Ram to be no other than Lord Vishnu and taking leave of him, Parshuram withdraws to Mount Mahindra in order to resume his austerities. Hearing the challenge of Jamdagni's son, Sri Ram, son of Dashrath, of course, who remained tongue-tied on this occasion out of regard for his father, now spoke to Parshuram as follows. I have heard, O Scion of Bhrigu, of the work that you have done, intent on repaying the debt you owed to your father by avenging his death. We approve of it, O holy Brahman. Since, however, you despise me, devoted as I am to the duty of a Kshatriya, and therefore chary of speech in the presence of a holy Brahman like you, as powerless as though lacking in virility, O Scion of Bhrigu, pray witness my glory and prowess today. Saying so and growing indignant, Sri Ram, a scion of Raghu, of swift prowess, seized the excellent weapon as well as the arrow from his hand and further withdrew the divine energy of Parshuram, a scion of sage Bhrigu. Stringing the bow, the celebrated Sri Ram set the arrow to the string, so the tradition goes. Getting angry, Sri Ram then spoke to Parshuram, son of Jamdagni, as follows. You are worthy of respect to me in that you are a Brahman, and also because of your kinship with Vishwamitra, who is the maternal uncle of your father. Therefore, I dare not hurl the deadly arrow at you, O Ram. I shall, as an alternative, take away, O Ram, your present capacity of unobstructed movement in all the three worlds, or put an end to your title to the peerless ethereal worlds duly acquired by dint of asceticism. Such is my mind. This transcendent arrow of Lord Vishnu, capable as it is of reducing the stronghold of an enemy and crushing the might as well as the pride of an adversary by its unique power, never goes without hitting its mark. Placing Brahma, the progenitor of the entire creation, at their head, all the gods, accompanied by hosts of rishis, assembled there in their aerial cars in order to behold Sri Ram wielding the superb weapon of Lord Vishnu. Gandharvas and celestial dancing girls, as well as Siddhas, Karanas and Kinnars, as also Yakshas, ogres and Nagas, too collected there in order to witness that great marvel. People gathered there, having been stunned at that time with fear at the thought of the dire consequences that might follow from the show of valor on the part of Sri Ram, when Sri Ram took up the superb bow of Lord Vishnu, the celebrated Parshuram, son of Jamdagni, now rendered powerless, looked with wonder at Sri Ram. Dazed by the brilliance of Sri Ram due to his having been rendered powerless, the son of Jamdagni spoke in a low tone as follows to Sri Ram, whose eyes resembled the petals of a lotus. When in the past the dominion of the earth was bestowed by me on sage Kashyap, Kashyap spoke to me as follows. You must no longer inhabit my dominion. Enjoined thus and obeying the command of my preceptor Kashyap, I do not remain on earth at night from that time onward, as much as a pledge has been taken by me to that effect before Kashyap, which is a well-known fact, O Ram. Be pleased, therefore, O heroic scion of Raghu, not to put an end to my present unhampered movement in all the three worlds. I shall retire to Mount Mahindra, the foremost of mountains, with the speed of thought. Peerless worlds have actually been earned by me by dint of asceticism, O Ram. Put an end to my title to them by means of your superb shaft. Let there be no loss of time. From the fact of your having not only seized but also strung and withdrawn and drawn this bow of Lord Vishnu, which could be strung by none else, I conclude you to be no other than the than the imperishable Lord Vishnu, the suzerain Lord of gods, the slayer of demon Madhu. Let everything be well with you, O chastiser of foes. All these hosts of gods gathered together here are looking at you, whose deeds are incomparable and who are unrivaled in combat. The powerlessness of mine in your presence, this powerlessness of mine in your presence, O scion of Kakushta, cannot be a matter of shame for me, since I stand worsted by none else than the Lord of all the three worlds. Be pleased, O Ram, of noble vows, to discharge your matchless arrow. On your having discharged the arrow, I shall return to Mount Mahendra, the foremost of mountains. Even while Parshuram, son of Jamdagni, was speaking as aforesaid, the mighty and glorious Ram, son of Dashrath, discharged the superb shaft. Finding his own prospective realms earned by dint of asceticism ruined by Sri Ram, Parshuram, son of Jamdagni, immediately returned to Mount Mahendra and the foremost of mountains. Thereupon, all the quarters and even so the immediate corners intervening them were rid of darkness. The gods, including the hosts of rishis, accompanying them, glorified Sri Ram, who stood with the uplifted bow. Having walked clockwise round Sri Ram, son of Dashrath, the mighty Parshuram, son of Jamdagni, highly honoured by Sri Ram, then retired to his own abode on Mount Mahendra. Thus ends Canto 76 in the Balakand of the glorious Ramayan of Valmiki, the work of a rishi and the oldest epic. Now we come to Canto 77. On the departure of Parshuram, Sri Ram hands over the bow of Lord Vishnu to Varun, the god of water, and sending his army ahead, King Dashrath enters Ayodhya. After some days, Prince Yudhajit, Bharata's maternal uncle, takes away Bharat and Shatrughan to his father's capital. Parshuram, having left the highly illustrious Sri Ram, son of Dashrath, whose mind was completely at rest, made over as a trust the bow in his hand to Varun, the god of water of immeasurable strength. Greeting the sages headed by Vashishta and seeing his father, who had apparently failed to notice the discomfiture and departure of Parshuram, perturbed over the menacing attitude of Parshuram, Sri Ram, a scion of Raghu, then submitted to his father as follows. Parshuram, son of Jamdagni, has departed. Let the army consisting of 4 limbs, viz., elephants, chariots, horsemen and foot soldiers, and protected by you, in its master, therefore march in the direction of Ayodhya. Hearing the request of Sri Ram, King Dashrath closely folded in his arms his son, the foremost of Raghu's race, and smelt his head as a gesture of affection. Delighted, nay overjoyed to hear that Parshuram had already left, the king thought his son as well as himself reborn on that occasion. He urged his army forward and then speedily reached his delightful capital. The king presently entered in state the city, decorated with flags and buntings and rendered noisy by fanfares of trumpeters. It looked charming with its highways sprinkled with water and was strewn with heaps of flowers. It was brimful with citizens, with their faces blooming over the return of their king and carrying auspicious articles in their hands, and was fully graced with multitudes of men, met far in advance by the citizens as well as by Brahmins inhabiting the capital, and followed by his glorious sons. The glorious and highly illustrious king now entered his beloved palace, vying with the Himalayan mountain in whiteness and height. Duly entertained with luxuries by his own people, the king rejoiced at his house. Kaushalya and Sumitra, as well as the graceful Kaikai and whatever other queens there were, busied themselves with the ceremonious reception of their daughters-in-law. Thereupon the queens conducted into the gynecium the highly blessed Sita and the illustrious Urmila, as well as both the daughters of Kushadhwaj, Mandavi and Shrutakirti. Those queens forthwith got the brides to offer worship in the temples inside as well as outside the gynecium. The brides, who were greeted with benedictions pronounced by the priests, looked splendid, and having offered oblations to the sacred fire in order to solemnize their entry into the gynecium, and were clad in silken robes. Having saluted on that occasion those who deserved to be saluted, all the princesses without exception happily enjoyed life with their husbands in their private apartments. Duly married and taught the use of various missiles and weapons, and endowed with riches, the princes, who were jewels among men, lived in the company of their friends and relatives, rendering service to their father. Some time after this, one day, King Dashrath, the delight of the Raghus, spoke to Bharat, the son of Kaikeyi, as follows. This son of the king of Kaikeyi, the heroic Yudhajit, your maternal uncle, who has come to take you to his father's capital, is tarrying here in the hope of being allowed to take you. Hearing this remark of Dashrath, Bharat, son of Kaikeyi, forthwith got ready to depart along with Shatrughan. Nay, taking leave of his father, King Dashrath, and Sri Ram, who did great things without much exertion, as well as of his three mothers, Kaushalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi, the heroic Bharat, a jewel among men, left with Shatrughan for the kingdom of Kaikeyi. Highly rejoiced to get hold of Bharat along with Shatrughan, the valiant Yudhajit reached and duly entered his town, and his father felt gratified at this. Bharat, as well as Shatrughan, having left, the very mighty Ram and Lakshman began to serve their godlike father when the occasion demanded it. Placing his father's command over all else, Sri Ram ever did in every way all business relating to the citizens which were dearer to them as well as conducive to their interest. Doing all the work of his three mothers for their sake, Sri Ram, who was highly self-restrained, attended from time to time the important businesses of his elders. In this was King Dashrath, the Brahmans, as well as the traders, in fact all the people of the kingdom of Ayodhya, were pleased with the disposition and conduct of Sri Ram. Sri Ram, who was endowed with true unfailing valor, outshone all his brothers in reputation, and like Brahma, the self-born creator, excelled all created beings in merit. The high-minded Sri Ram, whose heart was set on his spouse and who stood enthroned in her heart, enjoyed life with her for many months. Sita was dear to Sri Ram as a partner made available to him by his father. Nay, because of her manifold virtues and comeliness of form, his affection for her grew all the more. Her husband too, because of his excellences and lovely appearance, gained a doubly secure grip in her heart. Sita, the princess of Mithila and daughter of Janak, who compared with goddesses in bodily charm and was beauty incarnate, as it were, could vividly read in minute detail with her mind even that which existed in the innermost heart of Sri Ram. United in wedlock with that foremost princess who was the sole object of his love and whose love was centered in him, Sri Ram, the aforesaid son of King Dashrath, a royal sage, looked most charming and full of joy, even as the all-pervading Vishnu, the suzerain lord of gods, in the company of Shri, the goddess of fortune. Thus ends Canto 77 in the Balakand of the glorious Ramayan of Valmiki, the work of a rishi and the oldest epic. And with this ends we reach the end of Balakand. Jai Shri Ram.